axe handles, grain orientation, grain runout, and density. Does any of that matter when you start throwing your axe? Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Wes. I am from Midgard Axe. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's had a great day. I know I have. My kids are in their last week of school before summer starts, and I went to the school to help man the tug of war area. Hands got a little tore up, and of course the dads had to jump in there and help the losing side sometimes. So decided to give the hands a little break today from axe throwing and go over handles. It's a video that I've been wanting to make anyway, so that's what we're getting into. Guys, I will say this, when I start this video, I'm not going to go into a super scientific deep dive on grain orientation, grain runout, and density and all that jazz. However, I will tell you, there's a guy on YouTube named Skill Cult. He has a great video on grain orientation, grain runout, density, and all that. He goes into somewhat of a scientific breakdown of it. The guy has an awesome channel, and I tend to agree with a lot of things that he says. So I would suggest that you check his video out for a deep dive into scientifics on this stuff. This is going to be more of a what I know, what I have an experience with, and what my experiences have been with different handles, and understanding the science of it, but I'm not going to go deep diving into it, okay? All right, guys, so we all know that grain orientation, grain runout, and the density of the wood is something that we all look for when we go to look for axes or axe handles, okay? Even myself, I do that. Science says that's what you should do with these handles. You don't want a lot of grain runout, you don't want crazy grain orientation, and you don't want a really light handle. You want something that has some density to it. But I will tell you this, when it comes to axe throwing, I would not stress over it. And the reason why I wouldn't stress over it is because you guys are probably going to break your handle just like I do. Nobody's perfect, everybody misses, and everybody's going to break handles left and right over and over again, especially if you're throwing a lot, okay? Now, I will say I have had some of the worst looking handles you can possibly imagine, with the worst grain runout, the worst grain orientation, and the handle was super light, and it outperformed other handles that looked way better, and vice versa. So either way you split it, I've had great experiences with both. With a handle that's supposed to be great, was great, and then a handle that was supposed to be great visually broke very quickly, and then a crap handle did awesome, and then a crap handle broke. I wouldn't stress out about it, guys. I really wouldn't, especially if you're beginning to getting into axe throwing, because you're going to break your handle. You're going to spend all this time trying to find a great handle just to break it. So don't stress out about your grain orientation, your grain runout, and all that until you start getting really good, and then you can start sinking most of your hits. Then you can maybe worry about it. To be honest with you guys, I don't worry about it. I really don't. Do I look for it? Of course. If I go to a store, I'm going to look for that stuff. But if I can't find it, nobody can see inside of the handle. You can't see inside the handle. You can only go off outside visual characteristics of what science says we're supposed to look at when it comes to wood handles and what is going to work, but you just don't know. So my advice is not to stress out about it. Just use what you got. Get good at what you're doing. Don't worry about all that other stuff. You can worry about it later if you want, but at the beginning, don't stress out about it, okay? I know a lot of people freak out about grain orientation and grain runout and the density of the wood. Guys, I just don't freak out about it. Is it something I look for? Yeah, of course. And it's something that I notice when I get axes in, or if I go, pick out my own handle. I'm going to stay with what the norm is, of course. But I'm not going to turn an axe away and not throw it because I think it has a crap handle. I just don't know what's going to happen with the handle. No one does. You just don't know. And as far as handles go, guys, I will say that I told in several videos that I told beginners to use straight handled axes because they seem to, most people seem to throw them a little better. But there is some confusion on that because people have been asking me. I don't prefer straight handled axe handles. I like mine with a little hook in them because I tend to do better with distance with a small hook in my handle I've gotten used to those. And like I said, guys, when I use axes, I like all around axes. So I like to be able to throw my axe, and then if I need to, I can chop with it. I can do multiple purposes, multiple roles with the axe that I have. So that's why I use regular axes. I will give you guys a bit of advice too on handles. I would not spend a ton of time on working on them until you get really good. Meaning, if you're a beginner and you spend all this time on your handle doing all kinds of crazy stuff, like for instance, like on this handle right here, I spend a ton of time doing this, which is kind of cool. But I spent a ton of time. I don't know if you guys, I wood burned a grit pattern into this True Temper double bit that I got, which is kind of cool. And I had a really good time and really fun time. Let's see if I can get out of the camera. This camera's going crazy right now. It's really, really nice to grab in the hand when I hold it and everything. And it's really cool. But here's the thing, guys. You know how much time that took? It took a ton of time. So if I break that handle, I'm going to be extremely heartbroken. But I don't throw that axe. That is strictly a chopping axe. So if I have a throwing axe that I'm going to throw a lot, I tend not to put a ton of time in the handle. I've learned my lesson with that. And you guys, save you some time. I'm just going to tell you right now, wait until you get really good before you start doing crazy stuff with your handles, because you're going to put a ton of time in your handle. You're going to go outside and throw, and you're going to break it. And they're going to be like, oh man, I just spent all this time wood burning these cool designs into my handle and they broke. Yeah, I would wait, guys, until you get really good before you start doing that. That's just my personal opinion. I'll do other videos on handles as well. I just want to kind of throw that out there, that I don't freak out about all that stuff. I really don't. I do notice it. If an axe comes in and the handle feels dense, or it feels light and it's not dense, then I'm going to be like, I don't know about this handle. I mean, I do it too. Like, oh man, look at the grain orientation on this thing. This thing's, it's not always the case. It really isn't. It is impossible to know what a handle is going to do. We have signs to tell us what a handle should do, but is that always the case? No, it's not. I did want to show you guys something really cool that I'm working on. I'm trying to get a snake pattern into some of my handles, which I thought was really cool. And I'm working on it still, but take a look at this, guys, which is really cool looking. Doesn't that look like snakeskin? It even has like a, let me see if I can, even has the pattern and everything. It looks like snakeskin to me. I mean, what do you guys think? I thought it did. But I'm trying to, I mean, you guys can see where I stopped at. God, man, I hate this camera. You can see where I stopped that at. But yeah, it's like a snakeskin pattern. And I used dye to do that with, which I thought was really cool. Man, I thought that would be awesome to put on a handle, to make a handle like that. I mean, that is just, to me, I mean, you guys may not care about that, but to me, I thought it was super freaking cool looking. Looks like snakeskin. So, yeah, I'm working on that right now. And if I can perfect it, I'm not going to put something up here just yet and make a video on it if I can't perfect it. I don't normally post videos, guys, if I can't perfect something. If it's something I just do like one time and I'm like, oh, I got it, post it. No, I like posting videos that I can repetitively do, and that's including throwing too, guys. I like to, if I can repetitively do something, I'll post it. But if it's a one-off thing, I'm not going to post, because that's kind of crappy. It's kind of misleading to you guys, and I don't like that. But yeah, these things right here, these designs and stuff, I love doing these designs. They're so cool. But tell me what you guys think of that. If that'd be something that you would care about in your axe handle. I thought it was really, oh my God, I hate this camera. But every time I use cinematic mode, it will not, it just like goes crazy. There we go. There we go. I don't know, guys. I thought it was really cool looking. So I'm going to try to do this pattern on the rest of the handle, see if I can make it work. If I can do it, I'm going to start putting them on my throwing axes, because it didn't take long at all. It was really easy to do. So I thought it'd be really cool to put on my throwing axes on a couple of them and see, you know, how it holds up. But anyway, guys. But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, whatever, put it in the comments section. Make sure if you're new here to subscribe. I do a lot of informal stuff like this, guys, too, for all the new people. I do like doing, you know, like getting down to business, but most of my stuff is business/personal. So I like to keep it personal with you guys. I think that's important. You know, if you want to build a community, speaking to you guys like your actual people, and not just like I'm talking to a camera right now, is what I like to do, and what I think is what's best, in my opinion. So, but anyway, guys, that's my rant on not really rant, but my personal opinion on axe handles. Throw it. You don't know what the axe handle is going to do until you throw it. So don't stress out. Don't freak out if your handle looks like crap. Just try it out and see what happens. It could be the best handle you've ever gotten. You don't know. So until next time, guys. See ya.